Hi y'all, it's Angie with The Source. As you know, we do not ever speculate. We always go directly to the source. We bring the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly in regards to the topics that we are going to be talking about. I have two amazing women that are doing their thing, and as you know, we are in the year of women. We have a woman president, gonna be president, actually running right now and is making history. And so I felt compelled to bring two strong women onto my show because it's important for us to inspire other young ladies into their motivation and their passions. And so I have a woman here that has been in print for the last 30 years, going on 30 years starting next year. I mean, this woman has been foundational. She is a community leader, a community voice, and we're gonna get to know a lot more of my friend Rosalind B. Harris, known as B. And then also I have another woman here. Her name is Beverly Grant, and this woman has had such a career in regards to computer science, and she's partly an activist in the community, and now she's in radio. She has a huge voice too, and as you know, I am doing TV, and so we are a triangle. As you can see with The Source, that's basically what our logo is. We bring knowledge and we put a cherry on top of that knowledge. And so with that being said, I want to introduce Rosalind B. Harris, known as B, so you're gonna hear me refer her as B. And I would like to introduce Beverly Grant. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on this conversation in regards to what has inspired you to do what you do. So B, first with you, like 30 years, my goodness.
I want to first thank you for inviting me to be here. I think it's exciting, and you're right. It is the year of the woman.
It is.
There's so many things going on right now. Hillary, go Hillary.
Yes.
And with the airing of what's going on with the Olympics, we've got some wonderful things going on with the Olympics. We've got some wonderful things that were going on with the DNC. So women are in full force, right now. So I am proud to be part of that, and I'm proud to be here with Beverly because I've been knowing her for many, many years, and I'm proud to be here with you.
Yes.
But what has inspired me,
girl
girl
Girl power.
I think what has inspired me, of course, first and foremost, is my Lord and Savior.
Yes.
He has taken me to where I am today. But also my mother, may she rest in peace. I think about her every day. She has been my inspiration over all these years because she raised 6 children, and all of them she did graduate from high school. Actually, my father did, but she was married when she was 17. Her and my father, they were married. By the time they were 27, they had 6 children.
Oh wow! So they were getting busy.
Yeah, but they were getting busy. But she has been my inspiration, and she still serves as my inspiration today.
That's awesome.
She passed away the night before Barack Obama went into office, and I know that she voted for him. She used to talk about Barack Obama all the time. But so that is my main inspiration. But also my family, my children, my sons. I have 2 sons and 2 wonderful grandsons. And that is my inspiration. And also all the women who have gone before me, in the publishing industry. There's a history of journalism, and I won't start naming all of them because there's too many to name, but those are my inspirations, my family, and the ones who have paved the way for me to publish my publication for the last 30 years.
Wow, that is amazing to know. Like, it sounds to me that it's family. It's a core of family.
It's family.
And it's the woman that raised you to the woman that you are now.
Yeah, it all boils down to family.
It does. It does.
Family's the most important.
It is.
The most important.
Totally.
It is.
Totally.
It is. That's so awesome. And so, with that same question, I want to go with you, Beverly. Like, what's your inspiration as to why you're now in radio? Why? I mean, I read a little bit about you in regards to your farmers market and what inspired you to that, and getting into radio and just being a huge voice and an activist in the community here.
Well, I would say certainly love motivates me. Family, I have to echo what B says, family and God. With the work that I'm doing currently, that certainly is something that's touched me all my life. My grandmother, my mother's mother, was a major influence in my life. I kind of grew up with her because when my mom would work, I'd be with her and my grandfather. And my grandmother, before it is fashionable like today to have an urban farm, that's exactly what she had. Her entire backyard was all food. And then she canned, she would freeze dry foods. She also knew how to make medicines. So I grew up with that kind of knowledge and always in the kitchen. And then my mom had 3 sisters. She's the youngest of 8. And all of the aunts could cook, and they each had a different style of cooking. So I just grew up with an appreciation and love for food. But then when I look at, say, like family gatherings or important memories, food is a major part of that. And that's kind of like a center point that brings us together. And then fast forwarding to my work today, which is farmers markets, and most recently I have a little urban farm myself at 36 in Humboldt. It's called Seeds of Power Unity Farm. And my goal there is to inspire others to turn their yards into food, or or either partner with others and just start growing that, because food is our source. We forget that if we're not healthy, we're not happy, we're not vibrant. And I try to tell people our health is our true wealth, and that eating well is an investment in that wealth. So
that is so awesome. So that right there, like you said, that's our source. We know that we can't go without food for a remainder of like time, or we will definitely falter, and we definitely will not be in existence for that long. And to know like the food that is out there, in our markets and out there with all these big corporations, and we look at like GMOs, and we look at all these different kinds of things that are put into our food, and a lot of people not really understanding what that is.
Exactly.
And not going back to like history where people had to grow their food. Like you said, your grandmother, she had her whole backyard full of food, and she knew how to make medicine the natural way, the holistic way.
Exactly. And food is really our medicine. We are really disconnected from that in our popular culture and urban way of living. But I'm seeing that there is a resurgence where people want to know about the origins of their food. They want to know about how was it produced, was it ethical, and how far did it travel? Because that's another hot issue of why are we having food from across the world, literally, when some of it's being produced right in our state. So, there's a lot happening around food.
There is.
You've heard for years, you are what you eat.
Absolutely. And it's so true. And how about this, B? You are what your food eats today.
Exactly.
So think about like meat and dairy industry, for example. A lot of antibiotics are used in the raising of those animals. So though we're eating those antibiotics, they accumulate in us when we eat those products. So it behooves us to know about what are we putting in our mouth. That's key.
It is
Exactly.
key. It is
Exactly.
key. And let me ask you this too, like you're in radio.
Yes.
So how long have you been in radio? And
I've had, well, now I have a kind of long history with radio. I like more than 20 years ago, I worked in
Wow.
TV and radio doing the FCC logs. So that was my job. And so whatever this TV or radio station ran by, that was produced in my department. And that really gave me an appreciation and a knowledge for just the world of marketing and advertising, and how, man, we're creating lots of suckers out there with these beautiful commercials.
right?
Hate to say. Hate
It's
to
true.
say.
It's true. It's
But
true.
it's true.
Subliminal.
Man.
It is so subliminal.
It's so powerful.
Very.
So 2 years ago, I got the opportunity to do a show with KGNU Community Radio. And my show is called On the Heel Tip for Healthy Eating, Active Living. And so that provides me a broad framework to talk about politics. I'll have people that grow food, different scale of farmers come in, teachers, nutritionists, even a yoga or a Tai Chi teacher. That's a form of active living. I've had some of our politicals come in and talk about like legislation that may be hitting our ballots. I think it's important to know any and everything that's going on with food. People don't realize how much food really is driving everything, world economics anymore. And
That's huge.
food production is a major key right now. Folk are wanting to create more of a gulf between themselves and GMOs. There are many countries outside of the U.S. that have taken firm stances against those type of growing practices, and they're reverting back to local food systems, which is, we've got a lot of work here in the U.S.
Yes,
to
we
revert
do.
back to that, but we have a very vibrant local food movement state to state that's getting stronger. And in the past 7 years for me of working directly in that world, I'm seeing how it's growing. I'm seeing new legislation, new funding, new entities, new structures.
That is so awesome. So with us in media, you know, we have a huge, huge voice with community. And that's why I have both of you guys on my show, because I'm about bringing truth. I am about bringing truth to the forefront. I'm about education, because a lot of people die because of lack of knowledge.
Yes.
And what has inspired me is I am a truth bearer. As you know, B, me and you have some history together. You were a media sponsor for a huge pioneer national human trafficking summit that was hosted on 9/11 last year. And my heart is for the people. My heart is to educate people, to stand up and be a voice for a lot of issues that a lot of people don't want to talk about. You know, with media, when we look at radio and we look at TV and we look at print, there is so much superficial things that are being put out there into our children. That's the next generation. That's the legacy that's out there. And so for you guys being in the positions that you guys are in, you care about issues. You care about those type of issues. And so it's amazing to have you guys here on the show to talk about what inspires you, because this is history right now. We're making history right now. And a lot of people that watch me, they know that I'm going to cut it to them raw. I'm going to bring them the truth, bare and naked. And we're going to bring some cool people on to inspire them and motivate them and say that they can be a part of something bigger. They can be a part of something that matters in regards to community.
Yes.
And so both of you are DNA driven into community. And so I want to talk more now with your guys' inspiration and why you do what you do. I mean, wow, 30 years, my goodness. I mean, right here, this is what we're looking at. That's quite a milestone for you. I mean, the CABJ event that you went to yesterday. Last night. Let's talk about that.
Okay. I was fortunate enough to win 7 awards last night. 5 first place awards, and then 2 they were secondary awards, but they're all awards.
Right.
And it was a great event, and I was proud of the awards because they were the ones that I was hoping for. And I went to Ghana last August, and I talked about my trip to Ghana hadn't been there since 2001, so it's like 15, 16 years. And my editor says, well, you know what? You need to write your story about that. And the passion was there because I have 4 sons from Ghana. I have 4 sons that I adopted actually like 16 years ago. Wow. One of the sons had a daughter whose mom died during childbirth, and they named the daughter B after me. Oh. So I was fortunate enough to see her. They call her Blessing also. They call her Blessing, but they named her B. So I was fortunate enough to see a granddaughter. I claim as my granddaughter that I've never, really didn't know that I had. Because I have 2 sons and two biological sons and 2 biological grandsons. So that story won an award, and actually the photography won an award, that pictures that I took with my iPhone. So then it was just a great honor to see where our fruits of labor, was recognized. Yes. So it was a great honor last night. And CABJ, we've got a younger generation of people that are running CABJ. I've been around like 30 years, so within those 30 years, I have moved away a little bit. But the young people that are there, it's like Julius Vaughn. He was in my youth program 15, 20 years ago. So it's great to see how we have helped to cultivate some of the journalists that are around town now. I could go on and on and on and talk about some of these youth that have gone through our program, which we started 2001, 2002. They become photographers, they become journalists, they become writers, and just an array of journalists throughout the community. So I'm really proud of that. I'm really excited about
I gotta say about that, with that youth program that you have, I mean, I have seen so many people, so many young youth that you give inspiration to. And like you said, they're journalists from not only in the community, but they are dispersed across the nation. Yeah. And they're successful. Yeah. Because they get a taste of what it is to be and go into their own individuality and to be inspired to do that. It's an art. Right. And so you're a person that inspires them to go into themselves, to look into themselves, and to really focus on who they are. And with that youth program, it's amazing. Since 2001, we're what, almost 16 years, 15 years in.
We did it for several years, and then because how funding gets cut, several years we did not do it. Right now, the last three years, we have been doing it with another organization called Big Hair, Bigger Dreams. And Jenny Logan, she's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful young lady, and I'm so proud of her. So we do the journalism portion of the program. She does a STEM program. She had about 6 camps going on. So I have to give kudos to her because, she reached in and said, hey, can we partner with this, which is really exciting. Met some wonderful, the publication is right there.
Right here.
I shared with you earlier.
Perspective. I want to talk a little bit about this. This is amazing because it's the youth program, the camp that you do. And I want people to know more about this because this is what we're talking about right now. This is what we're talking about right now. You guys need to be involved in this, and you guys need to know how to get involved because what you're doing with the youth in regards to this Let's talk about it. Let's tell people about this.
You know, this program, our camp was really like, we started on a Monday. On Tuesday, the following Tuesday, that went to press. So they learned about writing, they learned about photography, they learned about advertising sales, and in between they had mentors that came in. Andrea Mosby, which is a motivational speaker who they love. I've been working with her for probably the last 15 years. We always take a visit and go visit the mayor. So they met with the mayor and visited his office and interviewed him. We also had the former editor of the Denver Post, Greg Moore. So, I mean, between that Monday and that Friday, they were jam-packed with a wealth of information. Wow. And on Tuesday, Monday, they put everything together that they had learned. And on Tuesday, it went to press. And this is the product of really a week long of activities.
Wow.
It was wonderful. And then, the young ladies, they were very interesting. It's a time where, they were 12 to 16 years old. That's a very tough age for young ladies.
It is.
With the peer pressure that they have with drugs, sex, gang violence, and just getting along with each other.
Oh, I know.
That's a tough time. It's a tough time. So we need to have some outlets, and we need to have some space where they can come, feel safe, and, understand what's going on in the world.
I know.
Yeah.
And for us, for women, I mean, like you said, it's important. It's a tough time at the age because my daughter is getting ready to go into being 16 years old.
Yeah.
And so to have motivational women that are making an impact and really giving and sowing into the youth is so vitally important because right now I feel like we are responsible for this next generation. It's important for us to have that voice. It's important for us to inspire them that, you know what, it's so easy to get into bad things. I mean, it's like in your face, all over the place, social media, all these different things that are just in their face. And then also the peer pressure.
Right.
Well, that's not cool, to be like that. It's cool to like go out and party and get drunk and have sex and be a part of a gang or try to belong because we all look and search for love in all the wrong places.
Right.
And so to have those kinds of programs and to be inspirational in that with these young women, I mean, and knowing that over this past time and seeing them grow, you were telling me about this one story about a young lady that's in there and you guys pulled out like all of your newspapers.
Oh, the back issues. Bria Mann. She was in our original program, 2001, 2002. Now she's working with Big Hair, Bigger Dreams as a leader in the program. And so during their graduation, it was so exciting. We brought some of the old issues that we had, 15, 16 years ago. And, we got a big kick out of that. And also one of the motivational speakers, her name is Andrea Mosby. She's been with the program. She's supported me for many years. Whenever we say it's the girls, she talks about her story because she had a child when she was 16. So she can relate. But, she's, I forgot how old Andrea is. She's younger than me. But, when she talks about it, she can relate to the kids. I mean, they love her. They love when Andrea Mosby comes. So, she's a wonderful person and a great inspiration for the youth. But, I have to just say that Jenny Logan, the one who's doing the Big Hair, Bigger Dreams, I have to give props to her because she reminds me of me 20, years ago. She's got the energy, she's got the talent, she's got the motivation, and she's got a lot going on with these youth, and that's where her passion is. So I want to support her. Absolutely. I need to support her. And my little assistant, who's 18, is in the program. She's very supportive, and she's got the energy and the talent, and also. So it's all about passing on your knowledge of what you know.
It is.
Right. What you know, just pass it on. Pass it on. We're not going to be here forever.
We're not.
And they need to learn it and pass it on. And but now the technology, for newspapers, has changed so much. That has changed so much. So it's all the social media. But, when the speakers come in, they talk about what you should do. Don't post all this stuff on social media. They need to learn, the do's and the don'ts about social media because it's there forever. That's the biggest thing I think that, the young people need to learn.
To educate.
Don't just be careful about the social media.
Yes.
That can
It can make
ruin
you
for-
or it can break
break
you.
you. Exactly.
It definitely can.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You
It
know,
can
for
make
the
you or break you.
your whole life. So.
Yes, yes.
But we're proud. We're proud of this publication, and it's online. If anyone wants to see it, they can go to our website, or I think it's on our Urban Spectrum Youth Foundation website. It's on the Denver Urban Spectrum website, and I think it's on Big Hair Bigger Dreams website.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
That is
lot
so
of
all
awesome.
of those.
outlets.
A lot of
Yeah.
outlets. Yeah.
That is
So.
so amazing. Like, wow, B.
Yeah.
Is all I have to say is wow. See, you know, whenever it comes to investing in our youth and inspiring them to be better than where they're at right now, it doesn't matter what the situation is around them, that you know what, they can find good people that are doing great things. And it's important for us as elders in the community to really embrace what we have as a talent and really sow into the legacy that is before us, because that's our responsibility. And so for doing that, I commend you. I mean, I totally commend you for the work that you're doing, because not only are you sowing into them, but it's fruitful, and it inspires them to be successful, that they can go outside of themselves and they can be inspired and they can be artistic and they can be who they are and rise up to the occasion.
Yes.
That they have a voice. So with media,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I got a voice, si se puede, you know, we can. And that's
One
us
of the
as a
things
people.
I want, you know, one of the things I want to say is, like, many years ago, that when we first started our Urban Spectrum Youth Foundation, the kids, you know, they take photographs, but you know, and I'd always say, because then it was geared towards at-risk kids. So we'd say, well, you know, if you're out there doing the graffiti, you can do that. You use that artistic talent here. Quiet as kept, if you're out there selling drugs, you can sell advertising.
There you go.
You know, if you're out there writing, you know, whatever, you know, you can write. So all those talents can be, you know,
Energized.
yeah,
Like,
it'd be
put
energizing,
into
in
Right.
something very
Positive.
positive, something very positive.
And that brings to bear what we've been discussing, which is more of us have to step up, you know, to be able to render these gifts and help channel these talents, because that's what we have a shortage of currently, is a solid framework that youth can plug in. And so collaboration is key, which you heard B say through what she's doing with the youth. Collaboration is essential with everything that I do. And something else I wanted to say about self-esteem and image and things, believe it or not, diet has a lot to do with how we feel.
That's right.
We don't realize that if we have a poor diet, we're eating a lot of fast food and processed things. We don't feel as well. Our mental acuity is not as sharp. We're grumpy, sleepy, sluggish.
Yep.
And we don't realize it's because of what we're putting in. See, we are a living system,
That's right.
and we live in a living system. We're completely detached from that. And what we put in our mouth every day, all day, we're eating and drinking, that's a link, you know? So we've really got to stop right there and rethink our snacks all day, our beverages. It's really not that hard to improve, but we kind of need to be taught.
Yes.
And that's the gap that I try to stand in, to say that you got to look out for number one first,
That's
because there
right.
is no number two or
Right.
three.
Yes,
Meaning,
that is right.
you know, if you're not well, all this beautiful work B has done, if she wasn't healthy and vibrant these years, it wouldn't happen. It just would not have happened. And it's even more critical because food is being convenienced in many
It is.
ways.
You're in a
You
convenient.
know, just
Yeah.
because it's our lifestyle.
Yep.
We want things quick and easy and cheap. Well, guess what? That's exactly what we don't want in our mouth. Exactly. Nor do we want that in our system. And then, you know, think about when you pick up something and you look at the ingredients. If it's a paragraph, that's doing too much. It should just be a few words or lines, not a paragraph of ingredients. And then the other thing I tell folk is, if you cannot pronounce it, your body does not recognize it, so your body just stores it and then stores it. The next thing you know, you have a foundation for disease, maybe a few extra pounds in places you didn't want them, or who knows. But it's key for us to realize that we're connected to this earth and environment.
Yes, we are.
You know, and that our food, what we're eating, is our greatest connection. Our greatest connection.
It is.
Yes. And I also find that when I have opportunities to work with youth, and they come with me on my farm, they work in the farmers markets, they do food demos. I'll teach them food facts about why things are good for us, what it does for us. Like, for example, kale, which is the rage. Kale has more calcium than milk, more iron than beef, you know? And most people don't think that you can derive those things from non-animal products. But we were a healthier people before the advent of all of these convenience and fast foods. When you look back in your family history, it was less disease, you know, when you look back, because we ate organically, because that's all that there was. So now that we have enveloped into this busy world of multitasking and things, that creates more separation to this very thing we're talking about. And then even taking a minute to detach from work, detach from your smartphone, take a walk, ride your bike, you know, sit in the park. It's very important.
It is important.
Because our health is our physical being, but it's our mental, our emotional, you know, it's our relational. We've got to look at all of these things.
Yes, we do. And I'm so big on holistic. Like, I'm really huge on that in regards to the mind, body, and spirit. Like, I'm huge on that because I'm an RN by profession.
Wow.
So I know about the physiological processes, and I really, really love the Florence Nightingale Foundation in regards to her holistic methods. She was a lady with a lamp, you know, she was about people, she was about community, and she inspired me. And to be a public servant and to be an advocate, you know, for someone that reaches their darkest moments, like you said, when you're not healthy, I mean, all kinds of things start going down, you
Absolutely.
know, in a mental, physical, spiritual
even economically.
manner. Economically, I mean,
Absolutely.
that's huge. I mean, with our healthcare system. And so to know that what's preventive, like, I'm all about preventive care. I'm all about educating people on preventives. Let's prevent something from happening. How can we do that? And how can we educate people on that?
Yes.
And how can we get, like, artistically involved with people that have the same type of passion and really relay that across the board to so many people? DJ Kavem,
Yes.
he was on TED Talks, and that's something that you were talking about. He did
Etef?
something on TED Talks. Yes,
Etef.
yes. He, I mean, his music, I mean, with the youth, he's motivational. He grows his own food organically,
Yes.
and his music and DJing is all around that, and inspiring people to take care of their bodies, and he's doing it artistically. But you said that you're going to be going on to TED Talk, so I want to talk a little bit about that, girl, because we gotta let the viewers know. I mean, come on now. I mean, you got on there, so what's the scoop?
Well, the scoop is it's for the TED Talk Rhino Art District, and it will be at the Exto Event Center August 24th. There will be 6 speakers in total. I'm one of the 6. And the theme is origins. perfect for me because I'm about that all day. So, yes. So I'm excited. I'm, of course, going to talk about food, but I want to do it in a way to inspire people that I can make a change as soon as I leave this room. I can make a change right now today. And to realize that small steps, those are the key to the lasting real change that we want. Many of us we desire to do something like, say, lose weight, for example. Then we think, oh my God, I got to change everything I eat. I got to do all of
It's a mental
one
thing.
bite, one sip at a time.
That's right.
That's the mentality we got to have. And also, I just want people to realize that, I can't say it enough, our health is our true wealth out there. That is our true wealth. And every time we take a bite or sip of something, it's doing something to us or for us. And we control it. We control it.
We do control
It's
that.
just that simple. I wanted to share, because you thinking about inspiration. Elders in my family, I have a lot of longevity. I think about my father's mother lived to be 99. She was in her 100th year.
Wow.
But Granny never ate fast food, ever. I mean, she wanted cooked food, whole meals, all throughout the day. And she didn't really have bad habits of, terrible snacks and processed things. She just didn't develop those habits. That's what we got to realize, is that it's a habit we're developed.
That's true.
But then when we see all these cool commercials, we're bombarded with stuff, we're on the go, and that grab and go mentality, we just have to retool. Just like, rethink and retool. Easy to do. Easy to do.
It is. It is. And when you think about it, like one sip, one bite at a time, it doesn't make us mentally like fatigued thinking about, oh my God, in the next like 60 days, I need to lose, 20 pounds.
Right.
And how am I going to do
That's
it? I got to work
pressure.
out like 2 times a day, and I got to, cut all of my carbs out and all those different kinds of things. Like it could get stressful in the mind.
Right.
Because the mind
Yes.
is a very powerful thing. But
Right.
when you think about like retooling and refocusing our energies by one sip, one bite at a time, it's like, wow, like that's
Absolutely.
true. And getting more organized. Like, so knowing that, hey, this is something I want to do. Hey, tonight I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cook for the rest of the week my small meals, just depending on what your schedule looks like, because I want to remain healthy. And you can do that. You can cut things up. You look at like a whole like dietary thing on what's
Absolutely.
good to put into your body, and you can have stuff ready, like prepared before the night, to make your shake in the morning with however you want to make it, very organically. And it can be very easy. And if you just go
Totally.
one
It
day
can
at
be.
a time.
That's right.
It can
One
be.
meal,
Just a little bit of time.
meal to meal, step by step, and being very conscious about, where did this food come from? Do I even know? And if you don't know the answer,
Then you
make
probably
another
shouldn't
choice.
put it in your
Yeah.
mouth.
Right, make another
If you don't
choice.
understand those labels,
That's right. If you don't recognize that,
You
your
gotta be a
body
label
doesn't
detective.
either. Exactly.
label detective.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
I mean, it's key.
It
It is
is.
key. I think that something else that I try to inspire to get people to change is that eating is a form of self-respect. Eating is a form of self-respect.
That's
so
big.
if we marinate
That's
on that,
big. Wow.
that's
That's
going to
profound.
make us change what we put in our mouth, literally, and it's going to broaden our appreciation to nature. In all honesty, that's the origins of our food. That's the origins, the land. And so our food reconnects us to the land, which is where we come from. And the things coming out of that land don't have all these fancy things that we cannot pronounce, unless they were grown,
That
with
way,
some
wrong.
right. But you know what? The simplest thing, we can grow something with very little effort or now, as I say, our local food movement has so many more options now.
Why do you think that's an option? Why do you think that is right now with the local food movement that you just said? People are urban gardens, urban farms, you know,
because I'm telling you,
health, huh?
health. People feel better when they eat better. They look better when they eat better.
true.
You
That's
perform
100% true.
better.
Yeah.
And when you are a part of your own food solution, it's more economical. Now, I relate to this from a business standpoint. Having the advent of my farm this year, where now I can source food to my own market, oh my God, that enables me to provide a high quality product at a much lower price. Because I'm not sourcing and then trying to figure out what's the minimal markup that I can pass on to the customers. And I love saying, meet me at the farm. We'll just go get what you want.
Yeah.
You know?
That is so awesome. And that's such a great experience
It
too,
totally
because
is.
I mean, nowadays in this fast-paced like environment that we're in, and it's so busy, it's so productive, and it's like, okay, I just got to go to the grocery store and I just got to pick out my, you know, my vegetables, all this stuff. Taking the time to go out and go to a farm and pick organically your squash, your whatever you need to make your food, it makes the experience so much more pleasurable, because it's like, wow, I'm going directly to a farm, and I know that there's no process, there's no chemicals.
That's right.
It's organic, and I can pick out what I want to feed myself and my family. I mean, that's a great experience.
Yeah. Now, one thing I want to say about our mayor that I appreciate is that he is a very major proponent for our local food movement. And in his very first campaign for when he was in office in his first tenure, that was part of his platform, supporting local food. So, you know, I was feeling that all day. And now, as a result of looking at some of the great things that have happened since Michael has been our mayor, you know, there's a lot more activity in our urban farming world here locally. And then he has a commitment in his policy that he wants more local production to be supported. So see, when we do that, we're also saying local economics. We're also, you know, if you think of local economics as a pair of pants, that's like, I got some money in this pocket, I'll put some money in that pocket, some in the other pockets. You know, the circulation of the dollar, you know, is going amongst a community, and it's helping more people within that community. And I wanted to use that to segue to talk about, there are 3 pieces of legislation on our books out there. We've got the Residential Sales Act, which I will say hey, listen
hey
now.
Girl, hey girl,
Let me tell you now, you said you wanted it wrong.
Hey,
I'm here to let them know now.
Let's let them know.
Let's let them know. Now, in 2014, myself and a cohort of folk from individuals and entities, literally, we lobbied city council and got this Residential Sales Act passed. And what it does is it allows people to grow food at home and create a point of sale, meaning you can grow food and create a farm stand at home, whatever hours that you want.
Wow.
And participate in a farmer's market. Hint, hint out there. Anybody want to
hint,
grow
hint.
and want to go to a farmer's market? I absolutely got you. Absolutely.
Awesome. Wow. That is amazing.
That's one piece.
Okay.
So that's the growing of food. Then we have, back in 2011, another city council act, which I participated in, FPA, food producing animals. Chickens, bees, goats, you know, and geese. So you could have 8 chickens, you can have 2 milking goats, you can have beehives, or you can raise geese, you know.
What would the geese make?
Eggs.
Eggs, just eggs.
Eggs. And then people say, well, goats. I'm like, yes, the milk,
the
cheese,
Yep.
soaps, because goat milk is used, in body care products.
Oh, wow.
Then
Wow.
exactly. So
Oh,
then.
girl, you got my mind. You got my wheels spinning right
Look,
now.
I just want to add one
tell
more
me
piece.
what we could do with that. Tell me what we could do
we're
with that.
redefining home economics right now, and urban farming. It's sexy now. It's legal and sexy.
I love it.
So then we look at there's this piece of state legislation, the Cottage Food Act. What that does is allow you to use your home kitchen to produce value-added products. So jellies, jams, you could do that at home in your home kitchen. So now think about it. You can
so
can things at home. Say
awesome.
you got a bumper crop of stuff. Now suddenly you have a line of value-added products that you just created.
Wow.
So you can grow food, sell food, you can can it, you could have chickens, eggs,
That is
all at home.
amazing. That is so
And
awesome.
that brings me full circle back to Seeds of Power Unity Farm. That is a goal that I have. That is some of the inspiration behind that farm. It's founded on 3 principles of education, preservation, and food self-reliance.
Wow, that is so awesome. Wow, I'm telling you guys, I don't know if you're being blown away by this, but I mean, I just learned 3 parts of legislation on what we can do at home, not only to take care of our families, to take care of ourselves, but also to make some money.
Right.
Doing that.
Right.
And really being sustained in that. That's a beautiful
Absolutely.
thing.
That's great.
I mean, that's a beautiful
That's
thing.
wonderful.
I mean, that's legislation. That's a law.
And it's
I mean,
been
you know,
on the books a while, all of these pieces.
So I didn't even know that until today.
Well, and that's part of why I take on that activist role, because we've got to know this.
We do.
We have this power in our hands. And just now, let's think about this. Now, a neighborhood like Park Hill, for example. Park Hill is a food desert, which food desert means that the residents of that geographic area have to travel more than a mile to get to a food store.
So is Montbella.
Exactly.
Bella.
5 points. There are many food desert neighborhoods in the Denver metro area. Now, let's say we can do, these legislations create what I'm going to call the shift from food desert to food oasis. Imagine this. If block by block you got a minimum of 3 growers every block in a little neighborhood, there's no reason for anyone to go hungry. No reason.
There you go.
But think about, there's enough that people can grow, sell, and share. Because you'll still have access and abundance. So you can take a food desert neighborhood, it's a food oasis and an abundant place now. And then we changed the definition of food desert. People are going from blocks to steps now to the food.
That is
if you will.
so awesome.
Because it could be your backyard, my neighbor's backyard, around the corner, etc.
That is so beautiful. That right there, she just broke it down in regards to not only doing, like having for you, and not only being able to make financial gains in that to help your community, but to also, with the excess, to give. Because it's better to give than to receive. And we know that whenever we do give, we get it double.
Yep.
We get it double
Think
back
about
full.
it.
I mean double fold. We get that back.
Absolutely.
And it feels good to do that.
Yes, it does.
And we're taking care of what? Community. That's the big thing. We're taking care of our community. We have gotten away from community,
That's
but
right.
girls,
That's
I'm telling you
right.
right here, girl
That's
power.
it.
Girl power.
Girl
All
power.
day.
Right here all
This
day
is
long.
all day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Every day.
And every day.
And every day.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. So, wow, girl, you just put me up on some knowledge. I'm definitely going to have to go and Google and see what I can do.
Absolutely.
Because I love that. I definitely love that. And it's taking time And especially whenever you get outside of your home and you're growing your own food, it really is nourishing to your soul when you do those kinds of things. It's
sure
putting
it
you in
is.
touch with the land, and it's putting you in touch with life.
Yes.
It's getting us back to that source.
Yes, yes. I mean, and it's key. We are very disconnected from that.
We
are. Our mouth is a very big segue to that connection, believe it or not.
It is.
That's a crazy way to put it, I realize. But some of us take better care of our cars than we do ourselves.
true.
Because
That's so
we
true.
will not put the wrong gas or oil in the car. We will keep it maintained.
It's true.
But we've got to be in touch with what is right or wrong to be
Our
putting
bodies.
in our mouths.
Yeah.
You know, that's
That's so
where that's the
powerful.
gateway.
That is the gateway.
That's the
I love
gateway.
it. I love that. I love that. So Miss B, I mean, gosh, this is some mental stimulation. Like, what are your thoughts?
You're gonna change my whole idea on the next 30 years of the urban spectrum.
There you go.
I love
Hey,
it.
inspiration.
I love it. I
Inspiration.
love
Want
it.
to
We're
inspire
Yes.
you?
we're gonna get a new columnist.
Hey,
Yes. There you
because
go.
this is, you know, we talk about being sustainable. Well, it really begins with what we're putting in our mouth. And then this notion of sustainability, it lives in people. You know, we got to be healthy. Got to be healthy.
You have to be.
And so we've got to teach ourselves first, and then we got to have our children. And I partner as much as I possibly can with youth organizations to try to get this in the youth. 2 weeks ago, you guys, I had the coolest experience. I had some summer school classes come down from Wyatt School, which is very near my farm. I had a group of, it was first and second graders. It was like 50 kids all running around. And they're looking at stuff growing. So I said, okay, now we're going to eat something. They were like, what? So I brought a table and we harvested everything to make salad. Then I brought stuff. I'm telling you, I never seen kids eat so much salad. You know, it was the cutest
Oh, that
thing.
is so awesome.
So I put that all over my Facebook pages. These
That's
kids eating the
beautiful.
salad. It was just so cute. Then I had some girls, they were like, can I take some home? I need my mom to try this. And I thought, how sweet
wow.
is that?
See? Wow,
You
that is
know?
awesome. So
And
you're putting that legacy right in.
Absolutely. You know, and now they were, can we come and help? Can we come and work? Absolutely.
Wow.
You know?
So it's inspiring. I mean, see, this is what I'm talking about in regards to the inspiration that we're giving to our legacy. We're really doing something. And so
Absolutely.
for my viewers, I want you to know, like with these women right here, these women are not just, I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to just quote it and I'm going to read about it and research it and I'm just going to go ahead and use that knowledge for me and nobody else. These women are not doing that. It's not for us, like B had said here, it's not for us to take our knowledge and just keep it.
Yeah.
You know, it's for
Pass it
us
on.
to pass it on,
Pass it on.
to our legacy, to future generations. And so, B, I want, before we start wrapping up, but I want to talk about, you know, the up and coming projects that you're working on
Okay.
right now, because I know that you have something going down in
Got it.
Montbello.
Well, yeah, but you know, next year will be our 30th anniversary celebration. 30
Wow,
years.
30
And one of the
years.
things I wanted to say too is that, you know, with my business, the technology has changed so much, so you really got to stay up with the technology. You know, whatever business you're in, you got to stay educated. Right now, with the newspaper, you know, things are changing so rapidly. You know, they're changing so rapidly. So we need to, you know, stay in tune and teach, you know, the ones behind us how to do that. You know, actually, they need to teach us. You know, I mean,
I
you
like
know,
that.
you know,
I like
actually,
that.
they teach us. You know, because there's a
I
lot of things.
totally agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a lot of things that they don't know. And like my little assistant right now, she's a, oh, Miss Harris, I got you. You know, she's going to take care of everything. but that's the most important thing is staying on top of your game.
That's right.
Staying on top of your game and what you're doing. And it's been a task, but it's been good. It's been good. But our 30th year anniversary will be next year, and we've got a lot of things planned. There haven't been all out there yet, but we're probably gonna celebrate. We're probably gonna celebrate for 6. We're probably gonna celebrate for 6. Yeah, 6 months. We're probably gonna have 6 months of activities. But it's Power 30. It's Power.
It could be the whole year.
It could be, but. I'm gonna start with 6 months, maybe.
I like it.
I'm gonna start with maybe 6 months because we got different kind of activities.
Help her kick it off.
Yes, we do. I got your back, girl. I got your back.
But so I want everybody to always visit my website, denverurbanspectrum.com. We have an app that you can download, denverurbanspectrum.com. You can download it on your.
Hear that?
You can download it on your smartphone.
You guys need to do that.
But one of the exciting things that we're working on right now is the Montbello. We just talked about Montbello how it being is a food desert. Food desert. Montbello community is going to be. Montbello community is going to be 50 this year.
Right.
50.
Wow.
50. 50 in this year in September, and we are working on a big day-long celebration. We've got events that include local entertainers, including our mayor's wife, First Lady of Denver, Mayor Louise Lee. We've got Greg Goodlow. We've got John Gofich. He's gonna, we've got all kinds of activities. He's gonna do a tribute to Bob Marley. We've got a rock and roll band. We've got Linda Theus Lee. She's gonna do a tribute to Nina Simone and Billie Holiday.
Oh, nice.
And we've also got Freddie Rodriguez. Freddie Rodriguez Jr. and Sr. That's going to be September. That's going to be September 24th. And of course, Tamara Banks.
We're there.
Veteran journalist Tamara Banks. I'm losing my earring. Veteran journalist Tamara Banks. She will be hosting that event. And we've also got a youth stage with one up and coming rapper, tap dancer. His name is Shane Franklin.
Wow.
He went through our program.
Oh, girl.
He went through our journalism program years ago. But we've got exciting times and exciting things that's going to happen September 24th that we want to invite everyone to come out.
That's
and participate for that event.
Absolutely.
We're going to have some demos too. Health food demos.
Okay,
Bev, you got it. Come on now, girl. Come on now.
Easy donuts.
But between that and our 30th anniversary, we're starting another Denver Urban Spectrum publication called Muse, which is the Montbello Urban Spectrum edition. That's in Montbello.
Wow.
That's going to premiere also in September, October, every couple months, so people can see what's going on in the Montbello community.
Now, what prompted you to want to focus on that area?
Well, there's an organization, the Montbello Organizing Committee. We are looking at, they're going through a phase where we are looking at doing a cultural hub. So there's going to be some exciting things happening, and this is part of it.
Yes,
nice.
It is needed.
Yeah, this is going to be part of that cultural hub that we're developing.
Wow.
Yes, we're starting out with the publication and then the event, September 24th.
Okay, guys, you guys have to be there September 24th. You guys have to participate in this project.
Now, where is there going to be?
What location?
Montbello Rec Center,
Okay.
right off of Chambers on 53rd Avenue.
Okay.
In the Green Valley Ranch. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and
right
what
there.
time does it start?
It actually starts at 10:30 in the morning, and it ends at 8 o'clock in the evening.
Nice.
full
A
day.
full day.
Ronald McDonald, vendors, booths, all kinds of good stuff.
Oh, you guys need to
folks,
go
and
out.
fun.
Yeah.
I
Food,
mean, for
folks,
all,
and fun.
I love it.
Food, folks,
I'm
and
telling
fun.
you. So for all of our locals, all of our people that are not going to be doing anything, try not to do anything, at least schedule this, put this on your schedule, go out and support this project, because as you can see, these women are doing some foundational work, and so I want you to support them. That we support each other. So with
Yes.
that being said, we have to support each other. We have to get back to community, and this is where it's at.
Yes.
This is where our pulse is, and so we got to get back to our pulse. We got to get back to that life. We got to get back to what's good, and how we can educate and empower our people around us, and really love one another. Get back to loving one another.
For
You
sure.
know, let's get
That's
back
it.
to that. Let's get back to that. And so with
sure.
you, how can people get to know more about you,
Yes,
when
thank
your
you.
TED Talk shows, and how, you
Yes.
know?
Yes. Well, first I was going to say social media wise, Facebook is the best bet. I have 2 pages, Mo Betta Green or Mo Betta Green Marketplace, MOBETTA Green, GREEN Marketplace. That's a great place to see what I'm doing. Then I have 3 farmers markets active right now. On Saturdays, I'm in 5 Points next to the Blair Caldwell Library, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Every single
gonna go.
Saturday
I'm going.
until
I'm going.
we'll be there into October. Then on Wednesdays, we're in Park Hill at the new Dahlia campus of well-being. This is an amazing site if you have not visited. There's a 1-acre in-ground farm. There's greenhouse there that's 5,400 square foot. And then I do a farmer's market on Wednesday nights. And it's always a lot of fun. We have a live DJ, food demos, the freshest food ever, at highest quality you've ever seen. And I know all the farmers. So that's Wednesdays, Park Hill, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thursdays, I'm in Conservatory Green, which is a Stapleton neighborhood. It's a mini market. That one will be Thursday nights, 5 to 8 until September 1st.
Okay.
But the Wednesday and Saturdays going on into October. So you can find me around town, hit me up on Facebook. I'm happy to talk about growing, preparing, anything about food.
Got a new columnist here.
Hey!
Gotta get a new columnist here.
Hey, girl, hey!
Y'all heard it.
Love
Y'all
it.
heard it.
With that being said, so how can people get, again, in touch with you, what you're doing, social media sites, all of those different kinds of things, so that they can be involved as well?
we do have a Facebook page, Denver Urban Spectrum, but you know, you can also reach us by our website, denverurbanspectrum.com. You can download our app to see what's going on.
There you go.
Denver Urban Spectrum. You got a smartphone, Android or iPhone. You can always call us, 303-292-6446. We welcome phone calls.
There you
That's
go.
old
Hey.
school.
That's old school.
Love it.
Look at, I'm old school.
Okay.
303, just call.
That's
And
right.
Love it.
I probably will answer the phone, okay? Believe it or
love
not,
it.
I'll answer the phone.
I love it. So, guys, with that being said, this is power right here. Power.
Yes.
Girl power
Yes,
every
yes.
day, all day. We want to inspire
Absolutely.
you. This is Angie signing out. Much love, y'all.
Thank you, Angie.
And